Yo, this is some behind the scenes clip. We were about to do the Cliff Knettel. I think that's how you say his last name. I actually don't know how to say his last name. I think it's Stuart and Cliff Knettel something. I don't know. Anyways, they tend to do this pose kind of like, I have 4 words for you. I do not know. No, no, no. Anyways, that's not the point of this though. The point of this is to give you some behind the scenes of the video Sermon on the Mount. New episode we're about to record because oftentimes you see me behind the camera with this totally awesome background, and I wanted to give you some like actual real behind the scenes. First of all, being very real, I have laundry on the chair, so very clean, very organized. So you can still probably hear me as I'm going off camera, but I'm just going to casually take all my clothes away. Yeah, not a very official studio. I think I need to update this. And I'm still not on camera, but I'm currently walking away and I'm walking back. And walking away. And then walking back. Okay, so that's awesome. Now, we don't like this fan in the background, so we decide to remove the fan. The fan is now gone. We like to close the curtain and only do light from this lovely lamp. Obviously, we do not like this overhead light right here. This is not a friendly light. So we turn this light on, turn this light off, close the door. Bada bing, bada boom. This is how we do it. Now, I've had issues with recording and getting a reflection on my glasses. So, a smart Ramiro would have thought, hey, let's switch to contacts. But that would have been a smart Ramiro that doesn't exist. Instead, he got glasses with bigger lenses that's going to reflect even more. So, that's okay though. We're going to work with it. As usual, we have to charge the wonderful camera battery in order to put it in the camera so that it works, because I do not want to record this on my phone because I will run out of storage space. So the next thing I do is I take up this camera that my dad got a while ago. It's a pretty old Canon camera, and I plug the battery in it, preferably the right way. And then bada bing, bada boom, we are recording. Well, I'll probably need to take the cap off. There we go. And let's see here, video mode, yep. Guess what? I'm recording you. This is awesome. Oh, that's picture mode. Now I'm recording you. Ha ha ha, this is awesome. Okay, that's enough of that. We always have to make sure that we have, the numbers are probably backwards. Have to make sure that we have enough storage space, obviously. So sometimes we have to switch out the good old SSD card right here. We have a couple of those if need be. Funny story. Sometimes when I'm doing interviews, the camera likes to just stop by itself. And it doesn't really let you know when it does that. You just look at the screen and it's like, video recording stopped. And then I have to go back and figure out, okay, where did it stop? Where did we pick up the interview? And I have to go back from the end, one frame at a time. Because it doesn't let me just go to a specific part. It has to be one frame at a time. So not the easiest, but that's okay. We make it work. So then after that, we set up this lovely stand right here. So, I set it up with all the things. It's already partially set up here, and I simply just put it in this corner of my bedroom, and I will kind of show you what this looks like. I'll put the camera lens on while I'm doing it. Try to give you a good camera angle here. There we go. That's better. And you simply have to go and twist this thing around a couple of times, get it on the tripod. If you've ever done this stuff before, it's not that complicated. You just twist it until it tightens. And now that it's tightened, you can kind of loosen this thing to give it more flexibility. And then, take this stuff out of the way, I'll go and just try to put the camera in a nice position, give it some more flexibility again, and get it to where I like it, facing down a little bit. We have this part out. I guess you can't really see it from that angle. And yeah, we just kind of get that ready. But then the next step here is to go get some background for this side. Because let's be honest, if it's just this, it's fine, it looks good, but it's a little bit boring. So what we do is we get the ring light. Yes, we get the wonderful ring light. Now we have to plug this in to something. So we have a couple outlet options. And see, once I get this untangled, that is one of my least favorite things about audiovisual is when the cords get tangled. That's always so much fun. We're going to use this lovely little, what do you call these things? I'm blanking on the name. I'll put it like in text form down below if I remember to do that. If not, it's something USB plugs into the wall. Electricity, I don't know. Anyways, we get that, then we plug it in to the wall or outlet. We'll choose an extension cord outlet here. Plug that in, turn it on. We have light. And we don't really like the white light. We liked a colored light here. And the preferred one is blue. Now I've already got a blue shirt on, so I could potentially go with red or with green. I tried green once, but I didn't like the look of it. But typically, it's red or blue. I'll have it typically facing behind me. And then it's like, if I can sit down on the chair here without falling down, it's just, hey, we have a blue background and a light, and that's basically it. Not that complicated, really, of a setup. So we'll take you off here. We have, the camera right here, and then I'm just talking from this position. A lot of times what I will do is I will take my notes. I used to do more of this just straight off memory, but I found out that it's typically better to have at least some notes. Not that you're reading off a script, but just that it gives you some direction. Okay, so we typically have some notes here, as you can see. Might be backwards, I'm not really sure. But anyways, I just kind of like look at these notes kind of on the side. I'll usually, should have done this earlier. I'm gonna have to plug it back into here. I usually have a trash can on the side of my bedroom. Again, this is probably more info than you wanted to know, but I have a trash can on the side of my bedroom. I simply just put it right next to me, and then I can record, preferably not flip up the trash can and throw away my notes. And yeah, I have my notes. Then obviously the most important utensil, it's not really a utensil, the most important thing is the Bible, which currently I do not have in my possession, and that is concerning. Okay, well, we don't want to use the Mega Study Bible, but we're doing this in one take here. So I'm going to take you here on a journey. We're going to go grab my Bible, and voila, we have Bible. Now this Bible is actually kind of special because it was my mom's Bible that she used in the last couple years that she was at church. It was an ESV Bible. Before that, she typically had a KJV Bible. And so, yeah, and so now that, of course, her passing away a few months ago, she gave it to me shortly before, a few months before she passed away. And so I've been working on highlighting in that Bible. I'll kind of show you a brief look. Been mainly in the epistles and then the first half of the Old Testament. Currently in Romans, but stuff like Ephesians, you get a lot of things that can be highlighted. And so yeah, so we have the Bible, we have the notes, camera gear set up. I did forget one important thing here, and that is the microphone. Now the nice thing about the phone is it's wireless. The camera, however, does not have that technology, or at least we don't have the adapter for it. So instead, I have a physical mic. I won't bore you with putting that on, but basically it plugs in there with an adapter, put the mic like right there, and I talk. And that's about it as far as the recording process. So now you know what it's like recording in 10 minutes.